What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be talking about my Pokemon business. It's a business that I started, and I kind of started trialing all the way back in May, and I've continued doing so because I've had such great success over the last couple months. So before I actually get into what my Pokemon business is and was it worth it, was it worth the money investing in it, I want to talk about why I started it. And as all of you that are watching this know, Pokemon is an expensive hobby. And as someone who does YouTube quite often, I do a lot of opening of sealed products, booster packs, booster boxes, the odd, mystery box that I review. These are very expensive to do. I spend anywhere between, $20 to all the way up to $100 per episode. And I used to do them 3 times a week. And I was averaging around $220 per week just on Pokemon product, and it was becoming far too expensive. I'm a student. I'm a full-time student. I go to university. I'm doing my MBA, and I don't have the funds to do Pokemon without somehow getting the funds back. So it occurred to me, maybe I could do something with Pokemon. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the hobby of collecting and investing, all that kind of stuff. So how can I possibly enjoy the hobby and make money at the same time? And I thought I would do it with Pokemon. I would find a way to kind of open up packs and still do YouTube and everything, but at the same time not be using my personal funds and my personal money, things that I should be using towards food and rent and investing, all that kind of stuff. But not only that, I think that if you have, a side hustle, if you want to call it that, or a side business, or a way to make money on the side, is you can invest that money. I invest a lot in the stock market because I know that in the future I will need that money, and it's good to have money coming in from the stock market. And also I would love to invest, in Pokemon product itself, the vintage stuff. I only have right now, I have a lot of vintage cards, but right now I only have one sealed product, and I'd like to increase that over time. And as with any business, you have to start off very small. You have to taper your expectations. I'm not expecting to be making $10,000 in 1 month, but at the same time, you have to have, goals set for yourself. And my goal was, first of all, to kind of fund YouTube, and second of all, to make a bit of money to invest in the future. And then now it's kind of, I want to grow this business. It's become successful for me, so I want to grow it. So now it's time to kind of reveal to you, what do I actually do? How do I make money from Pokemon? How did I decide on what to do? So what do I sell? I sell Japanese booster boxes. Here's 3 that I randomly selected from my inventory in my cupboard. I sell Japanese booster boxes, and that's what I started off selling. I think I had somewhere around $200 or $300 to begin with, that I kind of said to myself, here we go, we're going to start a mini side business to somehow make money. And $200 to $300 is not a lot. Most businesses, you have to invest thousands upon thousands. But for Pokemon, I didn't have to do that. $200 or $300 was absolutely fine. So I invested in booster boxes, and I ship them all the way from Japan. So what I do is I have a supplier all the way in Japan, and they send me booster boxes 2 or 3 times a month. Usually, I've got another shipment coming in this week of 20 booster boxes, which kind of shows you the growth. I think I only ordered 6 or 7 to begin with, and now I'm up to 20 booster boxes. So there's a decent amount of growth. So how did I find my supplier? Well, it took a long time searching on the internet for people and businesses that sell Pokemon cards, not only for a competitive price, but they have to be able to ship it to the United States. And I did that. I spent a ton of time researching and finding Japanese websites, translating them into English, making sure they take, PayPal or US credit cards, and then making sure they weren't a scam. It takes a lot of time to find these places, but I think I found like a diamond in the rough almost. I get my booster boxes at a very good price, and then I have to pay obviously for shipping and all that. With COVID and everything, I ship through FedEx to make sure it gets to me within a week. So why Japanese booster boxes? That's probably what a lot of you are asking. Well, the market in America is very saturated with English product. I mean, if I try to go sell Darkness Ablaze booster boxes, would I be able to sell them for a profit? Probably not. I mean, I know places that sell them for $89 to $99. Would I be able to sell it for that? Maybe, if I was very lucky, but I'd be making, what, a couple cents, couple dollars on those booster boxes. But whereas with these booster boxes that are next to me, I make a decent enough return to make it worth my while. Whereas with Darkness Ablaze booster boxes or any English product, I just wouldn't be able to compete with, Walmart, Target, Mystical Games and Collectibles, Game Nerds, any of those big retailers or big gaming stores. I'm just not going to be able to compete with, even local gaming stores. So that was automatically off the table. Now, what did I love as a kid? I had this weird fascination with Japanese Pokemon cards. I believe one of my friends managed to get hold of some, and I thought they were just the absolute coolest things ever. But ever since I was a kid, I've been very fascinated with them, and I thought, let's go check what the booster box market is like in Japan. And what did I find? Well, they're much, much cheaper than English booster boxes. These booster boxes go for anywhere between $50 and $75. That's quite a wide range. It depends where you get them from, what set they're from. But I thought, hey, that is way, way more affordable than spending $100+ probably, including shipping, for booster boxes in English. Now, the big question was, is there a market for these Japanese booster boxes? So for example, I have a Tag All-Stars, an Infinity Zone, and also an Explosive Walker. And for those of you that don't know, these two here, Explosive Walker and Infinity Zone, are basically Darkness Ablaze. These two sets were put together and they create Darkness Ablaze. I mean, this one here has the Butterfree VMAX and also the Centiskorch VMAX, and the other one has, the Eternatus VMAX and Scizor VMAX and all that kind of stuff. So is there a market in America for Japanese Pokemon cards? And the answer is yes. There is a huge market right now for Japanese booster boxes. And I'm going to give you a couple of reasons as to why that is. Number one, Pokemon in Japan come out with a lot of exclusive products that we never ever see in the USA, Australia, UK, basically in English. Let's just take this for example. GX All-Stars. We never got one of these. We don't get a booster box with God packs in it. We don't get a booster box that has guaranteed GXs and EXs in every pack. We do not get that. So the exclusive product is definitely one reason. I mean, there's other products too. I mean, there's the Zacian and Zamazenta tin. There's the Rebel Clash Toxtricity box. A lot of those very new Sword and Shield products we're never going to see. Second reason, it is way more affordable. Way more affordable to complete sets in Japanese. Let's just take the Infinity Zone booster box as an example. I opened one of these on my channel and I got every single common, uncommon, rare holo card. Would you be able to get that in a regular English box? Absolutely not. Basically every time you open one of these boxes, you're missing one or two commons, uncommons, or rares, and then the rest of the, VMAXs, Vs, secret rares, all that kind of stuff. So that's definitely a huge reason as to why people love them, is it's a lot easier to complete the sets. And it's a lot cheaper to complete the sets too. And not only that, but the Pokemon card singles themselves are a lot cheaper. The only difference between Japanese cards and Pokemon cards is that Pokemon cards are in English, Japanese cards are in Japanese. And honestly, I think Japanese cards are printed way better. Way better. I think the print quality of Japanese cards are far better. The holos look far better. That's just my opinion. I think, Japanese Pokemon looks after their cards a lot better than English cards do. Take promos for an example. That's a huge reason. And the third reason I do it is because of competition. Am I able to compete against other people for Japanese booster boxes? Absolutely. I can make my prices extremely competitive. Let's take Legendary Heartbeat as an example. People were selling them on eBay for $99. SM Pratt, the YouTuber, was selling them for $99 on eBay. A lot of other eBay users were putting it for far higher, or around $85. I sold my first batch for $70. That is far cheaper than anyone else that I saw. And I've got a second round of Legendary Heartbeat coming again, and they definitely won't be $99. That is for sure. So I'm able to compete with even big YouTubers and big retailers just because I have a very good supplier and I have a very good shipping method. I can get them here quickly, and competition is huge. You do not want to be competing against brand names like Walmart. You're simply not able to compete, or Amazon for that matter. So that's what I started off with, just selling Japanese booster boxes. However, if I have learned one thing in business school so far, it is to make sure you diversify. I know that I cannot rely on these booster boxes sitting next to me. Why? Because sometimes I go through a week without selling a single booster box. It's very odd. Sometimes I go a whole week without selling one, and then the very following week I'll sell 20 or 30. It's so bizarre and strange that when this trend started happening, where I would have one week that was very busy and the next week very I'd only sell a couple or a handful. I knew I needed to diversify somewhere, and I knew in my experience at school that one of the best things was to diversify. So what did I diversify in? I started looking at flipping PSA cards. So this one is a great example here. You can't really see it on my crappy laptop camera, but I'll put a picture up in the corner. I started flipping PSA cards. I would go into auctions throughout several hours a day and try bid on PSA cards. And I have sold, I think it's 23 PSA cards so far, and I have currently in stock around 11 or 12, and I haven't even attempted to sell them yet. But don't worry, by the way, I'm going to be doing another video of my whole inventory: PSA cards, booster boxes, Shikishi art, singles, all that kind of stuff that I've diversified in. But PSA cards is a great one, especially for you guys. If you do not want to deal with finding a Japanese shipper, a Japanese supplier, dealing with the COVID, trying to get cheap shipping, all that kind of stuff, PSA cards is a great one to go into because you can get them very cheap on eBay, and I love flipping PSA cards. But my one rule of thumb is when I'm selling these PSA cards is I only buy cards that I want myself. For example, this vending series Satoshi card here, I kind of want to keep it. I would be kind of sad selling it, and that's okay. I think if I never sell this card, I'm not going to be upset. I love to have it in my collection, and it's going to only go up in price. This is a vintage card. It's from 1999. So if I don't sell it, then I kind of hold on to it, and at the end of the day, I'm probably going to be it's probably going to go up in price. So I'm quite happy with that. So my one rule of thumb is when I'm buying stuff on eBay, I have to make sure that I'm okay keeping it for the future. And the reason I kind of buy vintage stuff on eBay is because it's easier to flip vintage stuff, especially if you get vintage cards under $20. I've had PSA 10, Hitmonlee, fossil cards, and I bought them for $18 on eBay, and I flipped them for $40. So it's really awesome. It's a great little thing to invest in. These tend to take a little bit longer than the booster boxes, but that's just the way it is. I also have started investing in Japanese singles, vintage singles. That's a bit more difficult sometimes because you never know the condition of the cards. The good thing with the booster boxes and PSA cards is the PSA cards are graded, so you know exactly what you're getting, and the booster boxes are always sealed, fresh from the factory, fresh from the supplier, so I never have any issues, dents, tears in the seal, nothing like that. So was it worth it? Was it worth starting this business? Absolutely. Except you have to have, the time and the effort to put in. A lot of people think probably that I just put in my order for booster boxes, put in a couple of bids on eBay, and that's me done within the hour. It couldn't be further from the truth. I spend around 6-7 hours a day doing Pokemon as like a side business, whether it is contacting suppliers, whether it's trying to find new contacts. I reach out to a lot of Japanese people asking them if they can do things for me. Sometimes it doesn't work out, sometimes it does. That's the way you make contacts. I spend a lot of time on eBay and Mercari searching for PSA cards and singles that are a good deal. Some days I buy 5 PSA cards, some days I buy 0. So is it worth it? Absolutely. My turnover is really high. I've made profit absolutely every single month. And like later on in this kind of like series, I will go into, numbers, how much I make per month, is it growing, etc. But this is more about the beginning of my Pokemon business. So I won't go into that today. I don't see this any different from, starting any other business. You have to have your supplier, you have to have your products, you have to know your market, you have to know your selling point, what your competition's selling it for. You have to find the deals, you have to buy the shipping supplies. Usually my day consists of waking up at 6 a.m., checking all my messages and emails and Facebook messages, that kind of stuff, from 6 till 8. And then I get up at 8, go on eBay, buy my stuff from Japan, and then from 8, probably 8:30 until 12, I'm packing up, shipping stuff. And shipping, putting together, bubble wrapping, putting everything in boxes, writing notes, all that kind of stuff takes hours and hours and hours. So, it takes a whole day to kind of like pack everything up, do your research, go to the post office, give your customers their tracking. Communicating with customers takes a lot of time and effort. I probably go through 20 messages a day and only like 2 or 3 people buy from me. A lot of people ask how much something is and never respond. There's a lot of time wasting people out there. So don't ever think it's easy. But at the same time, it's absolutely worth it as long as you kind of like find your niche. And you're passionate about it. And I absolutely love this, and I don't see myself stopping anytime soon, because every month that goes by, I'm seeing more and more growth, and I'm really, really excited about that. But anyway, this video has gone on for so long, so I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned some things. I hope you learned a bit more about what I do, so you understand my Instagram maybe a little bit more. So thank you very much. Next week I will be showing you guys all my inventory, absolutely all the stuff I have beside me in my cupboards, and stuff that is on the way from Japan as we speak. So I have a huge shipment coming in, and I'll go into more detail of prices and how much I buy things for, how much I sell things for, what I look for on PSA cards and singles, all that kind of stuff. So thank you very much. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you watching, and I hope you enjoyed this. So I'll see you guys again next week. Take care. Thank you.